Hello everyone, it's me, Solar Moonbird. Welcome back to the channel. Um, I now have Instagram along with Twitter. Um, just search for Twitter, it's at @smoonbird. And then for Instagram, it's just Solar Moonbird. Um, we're reading Kitsune, ANBU Naruto / Gaanaru. This is chapter 13. And this is going to come out a little bit later than 9:30 because I'm recording it at 9:17 because I completely forgot that I only had 3 videos ready to upload and everything and set to upload. So I'm going to record another one and I'm going to record a couple hopefully. Um but we're on chapter 13 Kitsune on Naruto / Gaanaru. The music in the background is from I watch a lot of Gacha Life videos. I know it's not really good for my health. I watch way too many of them. But it's a Five Nights at Freddy's singing battle. So there's a lot of Five Nights at Freddy's songs gonna be played in the background. Let's go ahead and get into this. Chapter 13. If my mouse will be nice to me, we will start. I sat on my bed while Gara was taking a shower, debating on telling them about myself. I think I'll wait. It was bad enough that I told my squad, I thought. I heard Gara call for me and I popped up. Yeah. Oof, I accidentally shut off my mic. Sorry about that. Yeah, Gara? I asked. I need clean clothes, he whispered. I nodded. I grabbed him sweatpants that were too small and one of my t-shirts. I placed a hand over my eyes, but really just cut off my chakra connection. Sorry if they're a bit big, you're kinda small, I told him. Okay, he whispered. I turned around and laid back on the bed. You know, Gara, you can always ask me for help. I'm not going to judge you, I called to him. Yeah, sure, he sassed. No, I'm serious. If anything, people would judge me just by knowing who I was, I whispered. Who are you? When we were talking... Huh? Okay, there's a misspelling and I can't understand it. Give me a second. When we were taking it has a T and an E, so I couldn't tell if what it was supposed to be for a second. When we were taking the written exam, I heard you say something about your parents being popular. He called from the bathroom. Yeah, we should talk about that when everyone else is around. I trailed off. All right, he agreed. He walked out of the bathroom, and I literally got a nosebleed. Are you okay? He asked. I just nodded slightly as I held my hand to my nose. How about you get comfortable? I have stuff to do. I ended up on. Oh, yeah, what kind of stuff? He asked. I laughed nervously. I started thinking of excuses. I'll give you a kiss if you tell me. I froze. Fine, I'll tell you, but kiss first. Gara, I demanded. He smirked and pecked me on the cheek. I swooned. Third kiss today. I feel spoiled, I bragged. He stopped. Third? He asked. Damn it. I knew one thing like this would happen. Oh yeah, when I carried you, you gave me a little peck. I smirked. He turned red. All right, I'll tell you what I have to do, I told him. He sat down on the bed next to me and I smiled. Well, I have to make sure the rookie of 9 of the village hidden in the leaves are all right. They're my comadres. I can't say it. They're my family. I'm just gonna say that. Ugh, I can't keep secrets from you, I groaned. Orochimaru is in the village. I don't know if he wants Sasuke or me, I whispered. Gaara looked at me in shock. Why would he want either of you? He asked. I let out a long sigh. Sasuke is the last of the Uchiha, well, other than his brother. And me? Too many reasons, but I don't see how he would know any, I whispered. Ads on my TV. I whispered. Gaara nodded in understanding. I stood up from my spot. I have to go, I whispered. I'm coming with you, I demanded. He demanded. Bleh. I scoffed. No, you're not. Why do you think I brought you here? Sorry, I'm being bothered by a freaking fly. It's swarming around my head. I'm gonna just try and ignore it. I scoffed. No, you're not. Why do you think I brought you here? So you would be safe. Orochimaru is not a force to be reckoned with, and if he found out that the Kazekage's son was here, he would take you, I whispered. I can fend for myself, he yelled. I took his hands in mine. But what if you get injured? I would never forgive myself. I'm fucking bad luck. Everyone who I've ever been close to dies. I whispered the last part. If I make a mistake, I can blame myself. Besides, what's that what's that thing weirdos like you say? Stronger numbers? He asked. I chuckled. I guess so, Gaara. I told him. He got dressed back into his old clothes, and somehow the rest of the people in the house heard the argu- argument and decided to come with. Fine, fine, let's go, I groaned. We started heading around the grounds, and we met with the Inoshika Cho squad. Hey guys, I yelled. Hey Naruto, Choji yelled. Did you guys get your scrolls yet? I asked. They shook their heads. Well, how about the Rookie Nine and the Sand siblings team up? We already got our scrolls, so don't worry. I smiled. They visually relaxed, and we started to head out. Somehow, we were met up with the other squad. What about Neji, Tintin, and Rock Lee? Choji asked. What about us? Neji asked. I snickered as Sasuke flushed. Well, we're all teaming up. Does anyone have any extra scrolls? I asked. Hinata rose her hand. I had a double earth scroll, she whispered. That's great. We need that one. Do you mind if we take it? We have an extra heaven scroll that you can take. After enough cooperation, everyone had their scrolls, and we made our way towards the middle. About halfway back, I heard something. Everyone, down, I yelled. They all ducked down, and I kicked the tongue that was for headed for all of us away. Damn you, Orochimaru, I growled. Oh, it's such a joy to know that a rookie knows my name, he hissed. I growled. Who the fuck said anything about a weakling? I asked. Yeah, it doesn't say weakling in here. I'm just like, what? I charged him with my full speed, and he didn't even see me coming. I kicked him across the face and landed back down to where I was standing. I used the shadow clone jutsu and blocked him in. He destroyed all the clones. I growled. Through the smoke, he sent his tongue out at me, and a sword erupted from his throat and grazed my arm. Shit, I screamed as the hinge came off. So, fun fact, if I inflict harm upon myself, then nothing happens. If other people do it, yeah. Thank the gods my second hinge stayed. But Orochimaru recognized me. You, what are you doing here? Orochimaru shouted. Fuck, I muttered. What, can't I become a chunin? I mocked. You're going to die, he screamed before charging at me. I summoned more clones and fought him off with a few clones while I used my others to make Rasengans. I charged, and slowly I was able to fight him. When I was distracted with his sword, he plunged his He lunged at me and sunk his fangs into my neck. Naruto, a chorus of people yelled. I winced and knocked him over the head. He released his fangs and hissed at me. Until we meet again, Kitsune. He growled. I flipped him off before feeling dizzy. I fell backwards. It felt like I fell on a pillow, but the tiny grains gave it away. Thanks, love, I whispered. I closed my eyes and chakra started to get iffy, and I was having trouble seeing chakra around me. Sasuke, is there anything on my neck? I whispered, hoping it wasn't what I thought it was. I could hear him gulp. Yeah, a black mark. He whispered, damn it. I whispered under my breath. We need to get to the Hokage, Minato demanded. I held up my hand to stop them. I've had worse. No, Gigi, my house. Naruto, you're sick in the head. We need to get you better, yelled. I shook my head. He can do it, I whispered, hoping Sasuke and Sakura would get it. Kit, it's a fucking curse mark. I can't fucking fix it, Kurama yelled. I groaned. I'm not going to back out of this. You want to be tuning? Who am I to stop you? I asked, smiling a bit. They scoffed, and I felt the sand pick me up. I started floating towards my house, and when we got there, I decided to go the fast way around and slice my arm like I did earlier. Blood poured on a certain spot, and my house came into view. I was pulled to my room and was about to be put on my bed when I broke through the sand and laid on the couch in my room. What the fuck do you think you're doing? Gaara asked. I told you that you would get the bed, and I'm not letting a guest sleep on the couch. That's final. I smiled. Gaara scoffed and picked me up, this time with his hands, and placed me on the bed. I was about to get up when Gaara scolded me. It takes a kiss to stay in bed, I demanded. He scoffed and pecked me on the cheek, close to close to my mouth. You better stay in bed now, he growled. Of course, I mumbled. He chuckled very lightly, and it made me put on a huge smile. Why are you so happy? You just about got killed, he whispered. Gaara, you laughed. I've never heard something so beautiful, I whispered. He scoffed. I promise I'll tell you and everyone else everything tomorrow. I just need some rest, I reassured. Can I get you anything? He asked quietly. I smiled. I'm all right, my little Gaara. I'm all right, Gaara. Thank you, I whispered. He nodded and laid on the couch, which made me groan. Kura, what time is it? I asked. He told me it was actually almost midnight. I nested into bed and got some rest. I was woke to the sound of footsteps. It couldn't be all that much later, but I heard a voice that sounded hoarse from crying and quiet not to disturb me. Are you awake? Gaara whispered. No, can I help you? Huh? That confused me. I think it was supposed to say, are you asleep? No, can I help you? I asked softly. I had a nightmare, and usually Tamari or Konkoro would sleep with me, but I don't want to bother, he rambled. But I cut him off. Come here, Gaara. You can sleep with me, I told him softly. He quickly I can't speak right now. He quickly climbed in the sheets, and I could tell by his movements he wanted to get closer, but he was hesitant. I turned to him. May I hug you? I whispered. He nodded, and I wrapped him in my arms. Thank you for trusting me, Gaara, I whispered. He nodded and nuzzled into my chest. Do you want to talk about it? I asked softly. He bit his lip. You can trust me. I swear on my own life that I won't judge you, I promised. He hesitantly nodded. When I was small, I had an uncle. I thought he loved me, but he tried to kill me. And I hate how I dream about and he was cut off by his own sobs, which made me pull him in closer. He cried into my chest while I pet his head and reassured him that he was all right. It's all right, Gaara, I whispered. He nodded again. If you want to talk about judging someone, you're gonna hate me tomorrow, I whispered. I don't think I could ever hate you. It was so quiet that I thought I was imagining things. That's a thought that. I think it's supposed to be that's a thoughtful thing to do. Gara is what I think it's supposed to say. I whispered. Don't call me that, he ordered. I looked confused. Then what do you want me to call you? I asked. What you called me earlier, he mumbled. I smiled proudly. Of course, my little flower. Okay, that is it. Okay, that actually felt like no time at all passed while I was reading that one. I think it's because I enjoyed that chapter so much. But that is going to be it for this video. I love you guys. I will probably put links to my Twitter and my Instagram in the description of this video. So if you want to go check me out, you can. Doesn't matter if you do, doesn't matter if you don't. You can if you want to. That's all I have to say. Love you guys. I will see you in the next video. Bye bye. Love you.